Hello there everyone, Pal 99 here. Today is C20,250,620. A fine Friday it is. And I'm about to dive into a real gem from the archives, a training paper that's got my gears turning. Let's see what this YouTuber, or rather these researchers, are cooking up. Okay, got the paper right here. The title is TTSOps, a low-slope corpus optimization framework for training multi-speaker models from that data. And the code, if you're curious, is Galaxy Voyage 506.15,614 volume. It's long. But the good stuff usually is, right? So, what's the big idea with this TTSOps thing? Well, it's all about making those robot voices, text-to-speech and sound way better. And the kicker? They want to do it using all the messy audio floating around the internet that they call dark data. Intriguing. The main problem this paper is trying to solve is pretty clear if you think about it. Traditionally, to train a good model, you need super clean, high-quality audio with perfect transcripts, all neat and tidy. But, oh boy, getting that kind of data is expensive, takes forever, and seriously limits the number of different speakers and styles you can get. So, your AI voices end up sounding kinda summy, or there just aren't many to choose from. Now the internet, places like YouTube, is like a giant treasure chest of speech. So much dark data with all sorts of speakers, accents, and emotions. Noisy backgrounds, bad transcriptions, bits of music, you name it. You can't just feed that junk directly to its mind, or we get garbage out. Previous attempts to pick good data from this mess often just looked for how clean does it sound? But these researchers say, hey, modern models are tougher than you think. They can handle a bit of noise. And sometimes a slightly imperfect audio clip might actually have really valuable information for training the model. Plus, the old way of cleaning data was usually the size-fits-all approach, which, doesn't really work when the data is so varied. So, TTSOps comes in like a superhero for voice data. It's a fully automated system on a closed-loop framework, they call it. Sounds fancy, but the core idea is smart. It doesn't just ask, is this audio clean? Instead, it asks how much will this specific piece of audio actually help its model make better sounding speech. They call this training data quality. It's about the impact of the data. And get this, it has this cool revolutionize loop thing. It's like, it takes a piece of audio, temporarily trains a many model with it, in usage, and then uses another AI to predict how natural that speech sounds, like a predicted mean opinion score or MOS. Based on that score, it decides if the audio is good enough to keep. And another clever bit, for each piece of messy audio, TTSOps figures out the best way to clean that specific piece. Maybe it needs some icing, maybe some audio restoration, or maybe it's actually fine as is and cleaning it would make it worse. He manually picks the best cleansing method for each utterance. So, it's jointly optimizing the dataset and the TTS model together. Very slick. Compared to other technologies, this is a big step up. Conventional data selection, as I said, often just use fixed acoustic quality metrics, like signal-to-noise ratio. TTSOps is multi-aware that cares about performance, and conventional data cleansing just applied one method to everything. TTSOps is adaptive, like having a specialized clean tool for every type of mess. It's really embracing the data internet AI philosophy, focusing on making the data itself better and more relevant. Now for the fun part, how could this TTSOps thing actually be used in everyday life? You can think of a few things. First, imagine voice assistants like on your phone or smart speaker. Instead of just a few standard voices, you could have a huge variety. Maybe your assistant could adopt a voice similar to a character from an old online show, or a specific public figure, assuming you have the rights, of course. This would make interactions feel much more personal and diverse. Second, think about audiobooks or automated content creation. It TTSOps you could generate narration in a vast array of voices. You could pull from diverse online speech to create unique voice personas for characters, making stories way more immersive. While for educational content, you could have lessons explained by voices that represent a wider range of accents and backgrounds, all sorted from this dark data. And third, for the gaming world. Oh, this is big. Game developers could populate their virtual worlds with an incredible number of unique voices, or all those non-player characters, or names. Instead of hearing the same few voice actors over and over, every character could sound distinct, using speech characteristics found online. This would make game worlds feel so much more alive and realistic, and potentially cut down on voice acting costs for massive games. I'd say the experiments they did on Japanese YouTube data showed that TTSOps performed better than the old methods, giving more natural sounding speech in a wider variety of speaker voices. But really highlights the focusing on training data quality. In being smart about how you clean and select data is super important, especially when you're dealing with the wild west of internet audio. This TTSOps framework seems pretty robust too. It can adapt to defense models in their specific works. Like some models are more sensitive to noise than others. TTSOps figures that out and adjusts its data strategy. It's a big step towards unlocking the potential of all that unused voice data out there, making our future synthetic voices richer, more diverse, and just, well, more interesting. That's the scoop on TTSOps. Pretty neat stuff, huh? Makes you wonder what kind of voices we'll be hearing from our gadgets in a few years. Alright, that's all from me, Nanocam, for now. Catch you on the flip side.